How do you feel driving the Evo, babe?
It's a little scary being another all-wheel car again. My first one was the WRX, which I wasn't a big fan of just because of the clutch. Surprisingly, this clutch I'm dealing with is much better.
Nice.
All-wheel car drive. The only issue is we need to change the brakes.
Oh yeah.
A little.
Yeah. Yo guys, what's going on, and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be changing it up a little bit, and I'm going to be doing a tutorial. So I'm going to be teaching you guys how to change brake pads in this blessed beast. So today I'm going to be working on an Evo 7 and teaching you guys the crux of how to change those Brembo brakes. It's not as easy as it looks. There is a little bit of skill involved in doing it, and it's going to be really DIY style. Now my friend John is going to be helping me, and I hope you guys enjoy. So over here we got our trusty jack. Looks like it's never been used, that's for sure. So that's going to jack up the car. We've got the jack stands here for safety. We've got a dog for when we get hungry later. Definitely going to eat that. And we've got some brake pads as well. We've got the Bendix, because Bendix are typically known as your better brand. We got our ratchet there and an extra breaker bar, which is also the jack handle, and don't forget, food later. Good.
Always will crack all the lock nuts. Yeah, put that.
First thing we have to do is remove the lock nuts. As you can tell, here there's a video of John undoing the lock nuts. So we have to actually snap all the nuts first to make sure that the wheel nuts are all loose. That is the first step.
Well, did you put wheel nut off this?
Are they already all done now, John?
There's one missing.
There's wheel nut missing?
Yeah.
Oh. Step number 2. So we got to actually jack the car up now. So that's going to be fun. So we got to find the right spot and a safe spot to jack the car. Normally you do that under the cross member or the K-frame where the engine sits, and you can jack it up from there. Don't jack it up from the sump. Number 1 rule, don't jack it up from the sump. But we're going to start lifting this car up now.
Action.
Next step, well, we don't have a punch, but what we do have is a Phillips head to punch the pins out.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Just go. There we go.
Oh yeah. There it goes.
Yep. A little bit more. Cool. Ow.
Alright guys, so for these particular Brembos, you don't actually have to do any bolts out from the actual calipers. You can just actually push the pin through. So because we didn't have the right tools, we used a Phillips head to start knocking it through. Then we proceeded to use a drill bit, just because it was long enough and thin enough to be able to actually push those pins through, so we can actually remove the caliper clips.
Fuck me. Oh, we need pliers or something. There's pressure on the pins. Right, this should do, hopefully. Yep. Ow! Oh, that plate got me good.
Really?
Yep, but it's all good. Just remember how this plate sits if you need to take a photo. Okay, there's that. Okay.
Boom, and then the pads are out. Good work, Sean.
Yep. Let's see how much meat's actually left on this. Oh.
Alright guys, here you have your petite pad with no meat on it. Probably not going to last you at all. It's pretty awful. Look at that. There's no meat on that at all. It's worn out. Then you have your not so petite pad over here. Nice and chunky. Delicious. So guys, the next step is to push the piston in. But before we jump to do that, we're going to take off the lid of the brake fluid cap just so there's no build-up of pressure. So you have to remove this cap here from the brake booster. Next, unfortunately we don't have the right tools at the moment. So we're going to be using a DIY kind of way of pushing the piston back. We're going to push the disc between the piston and wedge the screwdriver in between, and that's going to push the pistons back, hopefully, which it is doing quite effectively, as you can see there. Look at that, it's pretty much all the way in now. Make sure you be careful you don't hit those rubbers. You pop one of those rubbers, you're up for a caliper rebuild, and that is not cheap at all. Okay, perfect. That is the first piston in. Next we're going to the second one, and we're gonna just wedge that in like so, and just being careful not to pop any piston. There we go. Oh. There we go. Both pistons are now fully compressed. And we should be able to slide the first brake pad in like so. There we go. Perfect. Look at that.
Action.
So we then have to put this backing plate back on. Now this is meant to face outward, so it does have a bit of a flex, and put some pressure on the pins. So the pins hold it in and hold the pads in as so. And I have to get this pin through, which is quite tough. Pin should start eventually going through quite smoothly, as so. Right, here we go. So guys, unfortunately Johnny had to go. He had some family matters to attend to, but good news is we've got another friend helper here. We have Chris over here. He is a qualified mechanic. He's stopped doing mechanic stuff, but he knows his stuff as well. So we're gonna hit the pads together just to make life a little bit easier. We're gonna be continuing on, so the fronts have been completed, and now we're gonna put the wheels back on and move to the rears. So let's get started, guys.
Hey.
Don't exactly want to get my hands dirty, but YOLO, I'll get them dirty. Ugh. Boom, there we go. Nice and easy.
Oh yeah?
If you like that video, make sure you hit that like and subscribe, and we're gonna go have some dinner now. Yep.